You here. Hey, a position elected by her peers, Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of St. Paul's Senior Services, Ellen Schmeding, takes on a new leadership state position, advocating for our local seniors as well as seniors across the state. So Ellen is with me now. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Hi. Thank you, Jenny.
So this is the first ever California Elder and Disability Justice Coordinating Council in San Diego. Please tell us all about it.
Well, you know, the governor of California about a year ago released the master plan for aging. And one of the top areas in the plan was to address abuse and neglect impacting older adults and persons with disabilities. So the first meeting is the end of this month, and it's really our job to address issues of abuse, neglect, fraud, exploitation, and to really make California a much better place to live for all seniors. One of the things that happened during the pandemic was serious social isolation concerns for older adults. And that is one of the risk factors for abuse. And so looking ever more closely at what we can do to address this. I'll be coming together with advocates, government organization representatives, and so many more to address these issues. Believe it or not, 1 out of every 6 persons over 60 is a victim of some form of abuse, and that's what we're trying to address in California.
1 out of 6, and I legitimately was just going to ask you just how prevalent. That seems like a really high number.
I know it, and it's about 5 million across the nation. So as I mentioned, social isolation and mental impairments are really 2 of the risk factors, and those are things we can address.
Now, what other things are you seeing? We're talking about equity, inclusion as well for these seniors. What sort of things will you be doing to make that a possibility?
You know, I think to start off with, looking at many of the issues that are impacting older adults, after COVID, being able to get out and about again, with the variant surging, that's been a problem. But right before this, and we expect this to end soon, we were able to have events, activities at St. Paul's, bring our seniors back into the mix, look for ways to engage them and help them find a way to have meaning again in their lives with family, friends. And so I think at a statewide level, we'll be looking at what the risk factors are and how we can address them. I think that just bringing attention to the issue, helping the everyday person understand what is abuse, what is neglect, how to report it, having additional resources for the long-term care ombudsman that oversees issues in skilled nursing or assisted living, looking at our adult protective services statewide that do so much good work trying to help seniors and families to really address the issues. So it's an exciting time moving forward, living in a state that is making this a priority, I think is a very, very important element.
Now, this seems more of like a legal issue, but conservatorships, they've been in the news, recently. There have been a lot of documentaries really shedding light on the elderly who are taken advantage of by these conservatorships. Do you guys delve into that sort of thing where you also try and protect them financially?
Yes. I previously served as public administrator, public guardian, and I think one of the things that we learn in that program is that there's many people who are at risk that need that intervention. They need someone to take over management of their affairs. Maybe it's due to dementia or serious mental illness. So one of the things that has to happen is a regular review of the conservatorship. Sometimes the conservator is a private party, just making sure that there's enough funding for public guardian, for example, who could take over for private parties who aren't able to do the job. I think most people want to serve and want to do a very good job, but some are not equipped to do it. And so we're really looking at funding that public guardian program at a statewide level to afford improved ability to manage.
Ellen, before we wrap, I wanted to ask about booster shots for the elderly.
Well, this is a big priority right now. We're looking at the issue of mandating boosters for staff, for healthcare staff. That's something we're working on right now. We have till February 1st. But we have been working since boosters were made available here at St. Paul's to make sure everybody, all our seniors, get access to that booster. And we have a real good track record. A couple of our sites are at 100% boosted, and a couple more are not far behind. So that's been our priority, protect the senior, and now we're working to get our staff boosted as well.
Ellen Schmeding, Vice President, Chief Operating Officer, St. Paul Senior Services. We thank you for taking on this role, and it seems like, we'll be in good hands.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.